How's it going? How you doing, man?
I'm fine, and you?
Man, I'm good. I can't complain. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, you're
S-
welcome. Just
Yes.
to begin, first, I would like to say that my English is not perfect, but
No
I
problem.
can understand and I can talk.
Perfect.
So,
It's all good. My English sometimes is not good at all sometimes too.
okay, fine. So, I just want to ask you if it's
Yeah,
possible for you to talk a little bit slowly, so
absolutely.
I can.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Let me ask you, what type
Yeah.
of bundler are you currently using?
I'm using Vortex.
Okay.
But I'm about to use PumpKit with
Yes.
Vortex.
So, have you used PumpKit yet at all?
No, just I was looking your videos to know how to use it as a volume for painting the chart. The chart.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Um, Also, I would say it'd be very important to essentially use wallets that are old. Like for example, I know a guy who does this consistently, like all the time, and what he's done is he's actually got himself up to 1,000 wallets from 2 months ago that he's funded, so he can continue to basically do as much as he can without having to wait. So because I'm not sure if you're familiar, but Inside X has did a recent update. Have you seen the Inside X update?
X update.
Yeah, Inside X, the bubble they
Inside
make bubble
X.
maps.
Okay.
Are you familiar with who they are or what they do?
No, no, no.
Okay, so let me show you. I'm gonna actually open up X, and I'll open up. You see me right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So let me open up my screen and open up what's it called? Let's do 1 second here. Um okay, here I got an idea. So I'm gonna open up bubble maps here. You see the screen now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So right here, let's go down. So basically, let's go to the actual bubble maps inside team. Inside X. Inside X. So basically, they are essentially responsible for trying to eliminate, people from using multiple wallets to manipulate the market. And so what they've come out recently with is this thing called time nodes. Now,
Okay.
the thing about it is that the bundling is so interesting because what they've done is they've actually kind of overpowered their system. And what I mean by that is just recently, as of yesterday, December 10th, as you can see, it says, and they're getting made fun of it by a lot of people, by the way, for this. But it says, this is Pepe at launch with time nodes on 30% bundled. You were lied to. And so it just basically shows that Pepe was quote unquote bundled. But everyone knows Pepe, people made millions of dollars with. It went to millions of market caps. So it's like, if you go to the comments right now, you'll see that people are like, "What are you talking about?" Like, you know. Um,
Yeah.
so to eliminate yourself from showing up on the map like this, what you need to do is have these days wallets that have trading history and that are a little bit older. I consider them seasoned. I'm sure you probably went through the course, but yes, those wallets essentially that are like 2, 3 weeks old help out a lot from showing up attached, basically.
Okay. Okay.
Joe, that's something to be aware of. Now, once we jump into actually PumpKit here, there's so much we can do and leverage with. Now, let me ask you this: is there a particular set of memes or a particular set of niche that you want to do? Like, for example, there's vamping, there's LARP, there's tech, there's community projects, there's CT news. Like, what type of niche were you looking into tapping into?
Um, I'm about to create a meme coin on the Christmas theme.
Okay.
And it's
Okay.
just I will just do as a punk. Do you know the punk?
Yeah.
This is a monkey. The meme coin on Solana punk.
Yeah. Yes.
Just to create with some videos, uh, some funny
Uh-huh.
videos, and
Okay.
try to bring some people with that.
Okay. So basically,
There is
sounds
no
like
tech. There is no tech in my
no tech.
project.
So your
Yeah.
project, does it have a website to it?
Yes.
Okay. So you have a website, and then you're gonna basically come up with like a video that you're probably gonna put on live, I assume, like Pump Fun Live.
Uh, I will do that. Yes.
Okay. So in your case, I think the best thing for you to do before you actually get started with it is using some old contract that nobody knows. Like maybe look at a contract from like 7, 8 months ago that like literally is at like 2000. And the whole purpose of this is to basically go into, for example, PumpKit and buy like maybe like 0.25, 0.1 from each wallet just to make sure that you look at bubble maps and it's clean. Because the last thing you want to do is put all this volume into this new project that you got and then to find out that it's all clunked up together. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Okay.
yeah.
Wait a moment. If I understand, um, you suggest me to buy old coin to
Yes. Yeah, I would
with
recommend
my
buying it.
with
Yep.
my wallet.
Yeah, especially if you're in PumpKit right here, actually, you have the ability to go up here to the top right where it says holders
Okay.
up here on the right, and you can actually look at the bulb map. So
Okay.
a lot of times guys get started, they got like, for example, 30, 40, 50 soul ready to rock and roll. They got a great project. But the problem is this. A lot of times guys come in with like volume that might be 30, 40 soul, but in reality, that to a project is just a strong floor, you know. And if as long as you have that strong floor, you might get people coming in and out buying the project, especially if the narrative is strong. But the thing about it is, it's very important that everything shows up clean, especially if you're only coming at 16 to 20,000 market cap. Now, however, I'm gonna give you another option, right? Some
Okay.
people actually don't care about it. Some people don't care about the fact that the maps is all bubbled and cleaned up. And the reason is because the type of liquidity that they're coming in with is going to basically bring them all the way to migration, if not a little bit before migration. So they're coming with so much volume that essentially people don't care whether they're bubbled up. They only at this point care about the volume and the narrative. But if you don't have the volume to bring it up to 30, 40 yourself, that's why it's very important that essentially in between 3,000 and 20,000, you're looking as clean as possible. The reason is because once you get your supply, no matter how the chart looks, as long as the bubble maps looks detached and clean, then you have potential for more exit liquidity to come in because they're looking at it and they're saying, oh, what's this? As long as the narrative looks good, the clean maps, you give them hope to basically ape in. But if you don't have the clean maps at 16,000, they're looking at you like, yeah, this guy's gonna rug, you know.
Okay. Okay. I understand.
And that's why I always recommend to have those tests before you actually do your project, so you're not wasting your own time, you know.
Okay. I did some tests
Oh yeah.
before. Yes, I created like 40 wallets, and
Okay.
I did warm-ups on those 40 wallets.
Okay.
Uh, I tried to launch a coin,
Okay.
and I checked the bubble map, and it was clean.
Okay.
And
When did you do that, by the way?
can you repeat?
When did you do that test? Was that recently, before the 10th, before they did the update? Like,
It was 3 days ago
so it
or
might have
4 days
been.
ago.
So yeah, definitely was before the 10th. So that I would love for you to do that same test again if you can. I mean, you don't have to do it
Okay.
now, but whenever you can, do it so that way we can see if it still outlasts that new Bubble Maps update that they just did. You know.
Okay. Okay, okay.
Do you want to do a test? Do you have your wallets ready to rock and roll now?
No, not for now, but
Okay,
after this call, I will
sure.
test. I will
Yeah,
try.
I would love to
Uh,
know. And also, just to, if it does come clumped up, I would tell you this. What's going to need to happen is you've got two options, really. One option is essentially taking, let's say if you're working with 15 wallets per se, right? Well, you have to take one funder and you have to send that to a CEX like Change Now or Houdini Swap. I'll give you the exact address here. Matter of fact, if we go over here, type in HOUDINI swap.com, Houdini Swap. They have
wait,
abilities.
wait a moment.
Yeah,
Just you are telling me to found the dev wallets with a CEX.
not just the
That's right.
dev. I would fund
Okay.
if you're dealing with new wallets, like if you're dealing with wallets that have no history to them, then basically you need to fund them separately. So,
Yeah.
for example, if you have 15 wallets, or let's say 10 wallets, if you have 10 wallets, then I would do the first wallet with the change now, and then the next 20 minutes later, do another one. 20 minutes later, do another one, because what they're doing these days is doing time. So if all of them are funded in the same time, and they're not showing any transaction history, they're gonna be bubble mapped together.
Okay. Okay. I saw. I understand. Yes, I did a hard disperse
Okay.
uh, on my wallet,
Okay.
but 5 wallets by 5 wallets. So
Right.
5 wallets for maybe 4 minutes, and 5 minutes later 5 wallets,
Yep.
and until 40 wallets. That's
Uh,
what I did.
okay. Awesome. Awesome. And again, I would love to know if that still's working after that 10th, because the 10th is when they made that big update. But regardless, as long as you have the bubble maps clean, and now we can talk about essentially like different type of tactics to be able to control the supply a little bit better and also be able to make profit. Now let me ask you, that project they're doing, is there a particular profit goal that you have in mind for it, or is it more so like I'm just trying to get the Ray? Are you going to play decks? Like, what's the plan for that?
Okay. Can I share my screen?
Of course, go ahead. My
Okay.
pleasure.
I will share because I will show you my strategy.
Okay,
Do you see my screen?
I do. Yes, sir.
Yes. So this is my strategy. I created like 30 wallets, and I have 30 soul to put on my project.
Okay.
I disperse the fund on 30 wallets.
So
Warm
let
up
me
the
just read that
wallet.
here. You got fund the wallet dev with CEX, warm up the wallets, launch. So the only thing that I would add there when it comes to the warm up process and the funding is to add like maybe a 3A or 3B would be to time them out, because of the new update, you'll see once you do once you do the
Okay.
test, you'll find out more. Like once you do the test, and if it shows up clumped, you'll be like, oh, let me do Warren's idea now, which essentially is 3A, breaking it down to segments. So if you're doing five, like say 5 wallets, you got to do one every 10, 15 minutes, just so that way it breaks down the sourced time. And then on top of that, I would warm up them individually, differently too. So maybe every 6 hours. But by the way, speaking of warm up, are you familiar? How do you warm up your wallets? Because I personally have a way of doing it that's automatic. But are you literally going to Pump Fun and manually buying the?
No, 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 no.
Okay, I was about to say
I use the new Vortex tool,
the warm up.
Vortex web app. Well, yes, I did
Perfect,
I did on that.
perfect, and then it automatically does that for you. Good. And how many do you have set to do? Are you doing like one exchange or multiple, or like what's your settings for that warm up?
I did like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 config, different config on for all my wallets.
Okay.
Different config. For example, this one.
Okay.
Uh, just yes, different configuration for
Now,
warm-ups.
what I'm actually interested in more so is as far as on SoulScan itself, the funding. Like for example, did all of them get funded with that hard mix at the same time. You see what I'm saying? Because if they did and they're new, I'm almost willing to bet they're going to bowl maps show up in on your new launches. But if they're not, we could do a test. Whatever if you want to do them after this, we can. But I would love to see just like a small test to see if they're clumped up or not.
Okay. Just for now, because we have 1 hour, I just want to talk now about
Go
my
ahead.
strategy and
Let's do it.
my questions, because I have some
Sure.
questions first, and
Sure. Let's do it.
after, yes, we can do a try if you want. And
Absolutely.
yes,
So what's
okay,
the first question we got?
okay. First, I want to show you my strategy. So
Okay.
warm ups, launch, bu- so the dev wallet with the bundle of 3 wallets.
So wait, number 5. What I would recommend is when it says quote unquote of 3 big wallets, I would say let that at least be under 3 soul bundled. So if you're gonna
Three
snipe,
so
yeah, that
okay,
block 0 needs to be probably under 3 soul for it to be look attractable.
okay. This is my
Oh, there you go.
distribution of soul, dev and bundle of 3, so 3 soul for 4
Yeah.
wallets here,
Yep.
and this is my sniper for 20 soul.
Yep.
I will use 7 wallets to painting the chart with human mode. 7 wallet with 7 soul. This
Now
is
that
enough.
human mode are you referring to Vortex at this point, not Pumpkit, right?
Yes, PumpKit. I will use PumpKit for that.
Okay, so you're referring to the easy bot mode, right?
EasyBot. The EasyBot
Yes.
is that. No?
Yeah,
Uh,
EasyBot is the so basically
EasyBot
EasyBot
is
is the
for that.
human. Yeah. I just wanted to clarify that we were talking about the same thing.
Okay, wait. Can you repeat, please?
Yeah. So on PumpKit,
Yes.
what you have called human mode is theoretically the easy bot because what they're doing essentially is allowing you to do the buy and sell transactions through so that's the easy mode basically.
Okay, it's not you buying and selling manually with wallets.
It is. So basically how it
Human.
works, if you want, I can show you my screen again. I can show you what I'm
Okay.
seeing.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you go here, let me just make it so you can see a little better. All right. So you see my screen, right?
Yes.
So in this portion right here on the bottom where it says easy mode right here, essentially what's happening is you have multiple different presets. So if I go to the little settings tool on the bottom right side that says trade settings, then I can open that up. Now if I go scroll to the very bottom here, which I will, 1 second. Okay. So right here. Okay. So where it says easy mode. So currently in preset 1 it says 50%. That means that I can do basically buy amounts between 0.2 right here, you see, to 0.75. Those are my buy amounts between 0.2 and 0.75. And then my sell amounts are going to be, well, I have set them up for right now for 100%. So that means for every whatever buy it does, whether it be 0.2, 0.3, 0.7, whatever it may be, every other sale will be 100. It's not going to keep, and then I can have other presets set up for different easy mode presets up. So if I wanted to buy up the charts, I would do that. If I wanted to sell the charts, for example, I go to my modes here, for example, preset 2, and I would go into settings, and then I would change that to 75, right? And then that's going to allow me to buy up the charts more. So I'm consistently setting my presets from either 1, 2, or 3, depending on if I want to buy up or buy down or just even it out. But either way, whatever happens is on my actual keyboard, I have Shift 1, which will take me to preset 1, Shift 2 takes me to preset 2, and Shift 3 takes me to preset 3. And then from that point on, I can simply just do a Shift Z to actually run the actual bot. Shift Z will do the trade back and forth.
Okay. Wait. I think I don't understand this point.
Okay.
You have different preset.
Yes. Yes. I do.
So when you're painting the chart, you're using different preset at different time.
Yes. So let me show you an example of a particular one that I've done here, just so you have an idea how that looks here.
Okay.
Like let's see here. Go back a little bit here. What did we do with this one? I forget which one I was. Was it Juichu? Let me figure out which one I have. All these ones I did here. Not that one. That might have been one. Go back. Boom. Troll year. Okay. Ojak. Okay, I think this is a good one. So this one would be one I did here. See this? Okay. So you see how right here. All right, in the first beginning, I'm grabbing up as much supply as possible, which is nothing but just buys coming in. That's just bundle buys. But then right here, where you start to see, up and down movement. The downward movement is basically preset 3, because preset 3, what I had it set to essentially is for 25% on easy mode, and then I basically is doing more sales than just doing more buys. You see what I'm saying? So if I know I'm doing that to the chart, then I just might switch to preset 1 just to go back up and buy up again. You know what I'm saying? And so I have essentially different modes essentially to create a different pattern. You see how that works?
Okay. Okay. So do you have a preset for movement, for example? If you want to push down the chart, you have a preset for that.
Yep.
And
Yep.
if you want push up,
That's right.
okay. Okay. I understand. Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, so exactly. That is basically allows you to essentially not have to worry about like the floor, because you already purchased the floor. Like I show you right here, the floor gets purchased up like from the minute the project starts. That's the whole bundle snipe thing, right? Depending on how much leverage you want to go with. But then from there, to start making a organic chart, that's when I had to start selling positions, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Now, all this is happening while the charts are looking clean. The bulb maps is clean. So right here, all I'm doing is just collecting people coming into the project until I'm like, all right, two sold, let me dump it, But it allows me to essentially not have to think about putting in different particular buys and sales, because easy mode's doing that for me.
Okay. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I would use that because honestly, a lot of guys, I saw this other guy, to be honest with you, the other day. He took it to like 300,000 market cap. He spent about 4 to 500 soul, did a 500x boost, paid Dex, and made like 90 soul just off of PumpKit.
Okay. Okay.
Now, I wanted to see his bow maps because I almost feel like it might have been bad, but I mean, at this point, when money comes in, people don't care. So once it's past Dex is paid, they don't give a fuck about bubble maps. They just know that the chart's going up.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, basically that allows you that leverage here. Like perfect up and down serendipity. It's like it feels like really it's like consolidating, but in reality, you're just controlling the floor and essentially allowing yourself to paint. I will.
Okay.
Now, a couple cool ideas things that they added here, like for example, when you do some things to get the highest amount of bids as possible, I would definitely recommend only launching in time periods where your volume is above, like around. For example, right now, if you look below, let me show you here on the bottom right here. Did you see the new update they just did where you can see pretty much the tokens that are created along with how much volume is per the day? I usually try to work with anything that's above 500k volume. Anything that's below 500k, you're basically like competing with other bundlers out there, because you got to remember this volume is not all organic. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of it's bundling
Okay.
volume too.
Wait, the volume. Okay, 5 minutes. 5 minutes volume. Okay.
Yeah, but just know, like this volume theoretically is not just organic volume. It's bundled volume too, because like it's not we're not going to be able to tell who's who essentially. So don't be like, oh, there's a lot of people in the market today. But yeah, I would think of the glass as half full. Like if it's 500k, then there's probably at least 150k of organic volume, and the rest of it is probably manipulated,
Okay.
just to be on the safe side. But beyond that, let me ask you a question: is there a particular reason? And I know the reason. I just want to know if you know the reason. But is there a particular reason why you would want to use, in conjunction for the Vortex with PumpKit? Is there certain features that you see that Vortex has that PumpKit does not?
Because first I started with Vortex, so I know.
Gotcha.
Uh, I did some tests, but PumpKit I did nothing. Just I saw your videos, and and I know that PumpKit is more for more efficient for painting chart that
Yeah.
than Vortex. So I decided to use PumpKit
Gotcha.
too.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Makes sense. Makes sense. Now, what I've been doing is like, so wait, let me ask you this too. So you have a meme that is specifically created by yourself. Like, there's no other hype to it, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have, if just question beyond the charts, do you have any other type of like KOLs or any other type of shillers or anybody that's gonna drop, on Twitter that particular link?
Nothing.
So nothing.
Nothing. Yes. We
So
start at zero. Yeah.
gotcha. So let me ask you this then: are you planning on paying Dex with this particular project?
Yes, I will pay Dex, but I'm thinking about paying Boost. I don't know if it's efficient to pay Boost on
Uh,
Dex.
it is efficient, but the thing about it is that the question is the meme. The meme is one of the most important things beyond all of the stuff that we're talking about. So people have to feel emotionally driven to buy, right? Especially of all the things that
Yeah.
are out there. One of the things that does concern me a little bit, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, is that because you're coming with the OG meme, there's certain things that the market loves to see when it comes to like not OG memes, but like created memes that are just out of the blue that I don't think you have right now. For example, one idea would be on the table would be like a dev wallet that had already pre-existing migrations. Even if it was whatever it was, a dev wallet having pre-existing either one, even just one pre-existing migration, shows this is a particular project that could potentially send. So for you to come in with a meme that's a website. Now the thing about it is this: is the website at all connected to Solana, or is it just specifically information based?
Website, there is also chart on Dex Screener. Neat.
Okay. So the information. So when people go to the website, they're essentially just basic
Yeah.
downloading information. They're not like. So what I'm looking at is like some projects, right, have a little bit more push. What I mean by that is they might connect the website where they have it connected to this buys and sells. I've seen websites, for example, where every time someone buys, it does something to the website. Like it might create a picture, it might do something. So it's something interactive. Um, I'm just worried the fact that if you have a project that's super new with no type of exposure, no type of noise to it, you might not want to come in crazy with volume. The reason why is because why would the project get a lot of crazy volume being super new, no team whatsoever? It makes sense if you had a telegram of people that and they bought into it quickly, but that's not the case. When people come see it for the first time, they're going to see that this is the community is super new. That it's got no other traction besides what the visuals. You see what I'm saying? So
Yes.
in your case, if you're doing that route, it would be more advantageous for you to buy that 3 SOL, get your bundled in, sell the dev wallet potentially, or keep the dev wallet. Since this is a dev play and you're buying it, you might want to keep the dev wallet with 1%. But you're going to need to essentially come in super slow with these volumes because it needs to look like they're slowly falling in love with the project. Really, I think it's more of an
Okay. To
uphill
be
battle,
safe.
huh?
To be more safe.
Yeah, and also one thing too, the safest thing would be using the vortex to settle a auto take profit. So, for example, that block 0 that you do with 3, the auto take profit would be maybe like 1 or 2 SOL in case you start to get crazy buy snipers, and they might, for example, let's say if you came in with 3, right? And then over the course of like 5 to 10 minutes, you were coming in with small volume, like maybe 0.25, zero point 0.5 here and there. You weren't coming in crazy, just looked organic, right? Then let's say somebody all of a sudden was like, oh, I really, really like this project for some reason. Let me buy 5% worth, right? So they buy like 4 SOL or 3 SOL worth in that early stages. In that early stages, that could be detrimental to your project because you don't know them for atoms, and they're probably just want to do double X and basically dump on the charts as soon as they get to 30K market cap. So when you set an auto TP to those block zero bundles, that protects your floor, so you can just exit out of all those wallets if you do get some crazy noise that wasn't necessarily needed. Like you might want the project to get 20 SOL, 40 SOL, 10 SOL, but in reality, because that sniper came in so early and pushed your SOL to 1-2, you might as well sell out on them and then profit and then continue it up. That's just to be honest with you, you know?
Okay.
Now, this is the thing. If you were working with a revamp, now what I mean by that revamp is the reason why PumpKit, matter of fact, has the information up here, which is like all these projects, is because they're trying to find you projects that you can vamp that are basically sending. For example, make Solana great again, right? Now, I could tell a rug when I see it. This is a for sure rug. It's like it's in any second this motherfucker's gonna. But
Yeah.
let's look at the bubble maps. Let's see here. I'm about to do a refresh here. So clean it. It looks pretty clean. Let me go check it out. So ball maps looks somewhat clean. So at least you have less FUD in that regard. But at the end of the day, this is a project that doesn't need to be guessed. Like it's kind of vamped. People already understand the culture of make America great again or whatever it may be. So to make Solana great again, it's they understand it, and it might have a higher weight than your project because there's already essentially somewhat of a type of community there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet though that all this volume right here from 3,000 all the way to basically 16 is essentially all his volume. And then what he's doing now is basically his painting process. Whoever is in this project right here, because I can tell you this does not look organic to me. You're gonna start seeing
Yeah.
projects over and over, and just understanding once you start painting charts what looks organic and what looks doesn't.
Yeah.
But I one of the things that I do, just to kind of give you a little heads up, and actually, you know what I'll do is I'll show you my screen. Let me open up my screen completely. All right, you might see it now, right?
Yeah.
So what I have on the bottom side here, like this is like super reverse engineering, and what I've done is I've got this thing called Osmo, which is basically a sniper bot. And what I did is I connected to this Discord. This Discord is called Alpub. Alpub basically is connected to all the alpha groups, such as Potion, such as, and every time you're on, like for example, Axiom, or any of these trading, things, and you see these call groups calling particular projects, right? So I have access to all of those projects because Alpub is basically like a hub that like basically grabs all that algo information, right? So what I do is I basically attach this sniper to each of those rooms, and then what happens is behind the scenes there's also other information that I also plug into to, like for example, I want the minimum market cap to be this, max that. I'm not even looking to snipe into these projects. What I'm looking to do is actually find gold CAs that are basically rugs. Because what happens is you'll be actually funny to find out. There's a lot of projects come out that actually could send to 5-10 times more, but the person just rugged it and never paid Dex. So you could just vamp it again. People will jump into the project because they're looking to actually push the narrative. The narrative is actually stronger than the actual project itself. You see what I'm saying? Like I'll give you a good example. The other day, let me see if I can click my tokens real quick. Okay, here it's a perfectly good one here. So this one right here, and this actually is interesting because it's still at 19K and it's been out like 2-3 days. So for it to still have some weight in it means there's got to be some type of narrative. But this thing called Twitter.new came out a couple days ago, and basically before it actually migrated, the narrative is pretty simple. Some type of research company in the world did some type of lawsuit. They were able to settle and found out they were able to actually obtain the Twitter.new domain along with the licensing of the old Twitter. So they basically made this website called Twitter.new and then allowing people to create screen names. It's just basically like a real legitimate project, but not that. It's not like the person who's created the project on PumpFun actually is responsible at all any of the project. You see what I'm saying? You're just supporting the narrative of the project. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that alone, that's a narrative. And so something like what I have, which is my Osmo bot, would snipe into particularly projects like that, like something like this. And I literally would look and see it's a simulated mode. This thing has simulation mode, so I don't gotta like put any money into it. It literally just gets me into particular projects as if it was real, so I can determine real quick what the narrative is. If it's gonna rug, I could quickly revamp it real quick because I'm literally connected to it. See, there's one working right now in the background. Boom, here's the one. So this DG, let's go to it real quick. It found me something. Let's see what this is real quick. Copy. All right, right here. Mill Blue, whatever this one is. Let's see what this is. So what I would do is I would essentially go to the CA at that point. I would look for and see what the narrative is. Which obviously, see, someone makes a calm for this. I'll pay Dave, Malou. I basically start to look and figure out what's going on with it. You know, and this one's saying high rug 22 minutes ago, so meaning that it's probably gonna dump. But if it's got some type of like, I'm not sure what this shit is, but it could be Elon's son's. I don't know whatever it is, but whatever it is, the charts are going to either they're going to either pay Dex and they're going to send it past migration or they're not. And if they don't, you literally got a gem project that you can revamporize real quick with your set of wallets, as long as they're clean on bulb maps, and literally take that if you want to take it to the goal or basically make some profit with it and just dump it again. Either way, this is a better way to find narratives without having to go and research yourself on X. The sniper's already doing them for you, you know?
Okay.
Just a FYI, because like once it gets down to it, you might have this project that you do. That's why I'm like, okay, if it's successful, that's great. If it's not, let's find better narratives, better memes, so that way
Yes.
you can consistently, you know.
Definitely. I don't want to talk more about the idea, the narrative. Just about the execution. The
Yes,
execution. This is where I need more help.
absolutely. I'm gonna send you actually right now. I have a little guide I want to send you, uh, so that way you can add it to your pre-existing document. Let me give it to you 1 second. Here it is. Forward and to Rayan. So what I would recommend is basically doing like 12 wallets plus one dev, right? I just sent it over to you, by the way, so you should just have it in your Discord now. But it'll be basically 12 SOL per 12 wallets and dev. Method is basically you can disperse between 0.85 to 1.15 SOL. Um, you'd use all the SOL except for the dev buy-in and one SOL. Basically, you want to bundle in with two wallets, no more than 1.9. So don't do the 3 SOL. Do like basically under 2. Sniper wallets do also 2 as well, between 1.8. And then from that point on, volume everything else between 0.7 to 2 SOL. But I would still keep the auto TP on, and that's one of the things that Vortex, I guess, has a little bit more advantage over currently PumpKit, is that PumpKit does not have a limiter. There's no auto sell. There's no SP auto. So that's what Vortex will essentially help you with. You can basically set these autos for a particular certain profit entities. Because you never know what the market would happen. Someone might come in, a MEV might come in. You want to be able to basically take from that supply, you know? Does that make sense?
So 12 wallets plus one dev.
Yeah.
Okay.
and then the task volume all walls was 0.7, and then have a second one on the delay for 0.1 for smaller buys. This essentially will allow your charts to feel organic. Also, it'll bring a lot more bids in, considering that you're not coming in heavy. Like I said, we just took it down from 3 sold bundle to now 1.9. And yeah, that basically is what's working on for a lot of my students. We kind of share a lot of these different tips and behind the scenes here, but this is the latest one that we're cooking up with. But I
Okay,
would
okay.
most importantly, everything kind of all falls back to that meme though, because once you're in the charts for more than 3 minutes, you got a lot of eyes basically clicking on your link to figure out what the actual narrative is. You know, if they just
Yeah.
see it's a website and there's no real like community behind it, and the people are not really be completely honest with you. If you look at Deck Screener right now, and this will be kind of like your homework. If you look at Deck Screener, you'll find out actually there's not that many memes that are created that are created memes. You know that are like back in the day it was used to be boom Pepe. You know they're doing vamps. Everyone's doing vamps of old shit. You know even this Susie, everything's older. You know so that's why I'm just trying to warn you. Like it's not it's possible, but usually with people that come in with like random new memes, they come in with like at least
No,
100 to 200,000
not
followers.
new. It's
Huh?
not 100% new because uh, I use the Pepe narrative. Yes, because my character is a frog. Is a frog.
Okay, gotcha. So it's is it a kind of
It's
like a
not.
revamp a little bit?
Uh, no, no.
Okay. It's seasonal? Is it holiday seasonal at all or no?
What, can you repeat?
Oh, I said it's a holiday. Is it like a holiday coin, like from the season?
It's just for yes. It's just for the Christmas.
Oh, okay, gotcha, gotcha.
Just for the
Um,
Christmas. I want to create a FOMO. A
gotcha.
FOMO. Yes. My goal is not to do some little project. I just want to create big project. I know that maybe this project will not be successful, but I will retry with
Well,
another project,
this is what I would
and
recommend, right? I would recommend if you can go on Twitter and find it doesn't even have to be a KOL. It could be a person that like at least has like 9,000 followers that kind of consistently talks. There's a whole bunch of people on there just talk, right? But ideally, the reason why I'm saying this is because when you go on, for example, let's go to some of these trading platforms like Axiom, for example, right? Go to Axiom or Padre, doesn't matter. I'll show you something real quick. So if we go to a particular project, let me go to Padre because Axiom's being stupid. All right, cool. So when you're in a project, right? Let's go to like another project here. Trending. I don't know, right up here. So usually, if there's a tweet out, it's going to give you the actual. Where it is, right here. Boom. So as soon as that's the first thing people will do, they're gonna go in here, they're gonna scroll over here, and it's gonna show you. Where is it at? Hold on. Bam. That right there. That's very
wait. I
powerful.
don't I don't see the full
Oh, you
screen.
know,
I don't
let me.
see the full screen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
Okay.
So right there, this is very important because the join date and the follower group is sins hardcore. You don't even have to have a person that drops the CA. As long as they drop the narrative. You see what just happened there? When you click on the read more X, there's not gonna I bet you the CA is not gonna be in here. Because someone's taking advantage of someone's actually words. Just in, YouTube now allows U.S. creators to receive payouts in crypto stablecoins. Okay, that happened today. So then
Yeah.
they tokenized it. So you got a gold check. Solidified person. The narrative is clear as day. That's what you want. You want a narrative that's clear as day, especially if it's someone saying, "Hey, this is so funny." Like, imagine a person to go check, and people pay for this. You can pay them 2, 3 SOL. They'll just give you the narrative. You're like, "Hey, this is a cute little blah blah blah. This teams might be cooking up something." No CA at all. Just the fact that they showed your thing and said this team's cooking up something. And then you put that as the actual tweet to your actual project to that coin. That's just way harder than you coming in. By the way, speaking of coming in, what was your plan? What was your plan as far as drop the Twitter thing? Did you have a specific username you're using? Like, I want to know behind the scenes what you're doing with that.
What's my plan for my
Yeah,
project?
yeah. As far as the
Uh,
Twitter goes,
I just
like, are
want
you
to
creating a new
create
one or?
content. Let me show you my screen.
Okay, let's do it.
This is my plan, just to create some content, and if people like it, if it's good,
Yeah,
and that's all. Uh,
for sure.
I will probably show you this project that I'm working on, because I think that the robotic narrative is not finished. It's something that come back months later.
Yeah.
AI robots. So I just prepared this project at the side, but I'm
Okay.
waiting the narrative to come back to launch
Gotcha.
this project. So
Gotcha.
this is the kind of content that I created.
Okay. Oh, this is nice.
Funny content, and
Very cool. Mhm. Yeah, so
for
what I would do is
example,
I would break that some of those videos down into either smaller little video clips to put it in, so when you do post, you can post in the community like continuous stuff after the launch, so people can kind of get a sense that you're cooking more than just this picture. That kind of shows like, oh, there's something here. But
uh,
even better is like having again someone of statue, whether it be a gold check or somebody, just saying, "Hey, this looks interesting," and then having that be the tweet to the actual coin will make it way, because all you got to do literally is take that tweet, open up, create a community. Are you familiar? You're familiar on how to create a community, right? Or no?
yeah. I have to have a X account with
Yep,
checked the
that's
blue
right.
check,
Yep,
and create
that's
the
right.
community.
Yep, exactly. So
Uh, One question.
yeah,
The social link that I put on when I deploy the token,
uh huh.
this is the social link of the profile of the meme coin, or the community?
The social link of the it'll be the, well, that's what I was saying. It could technically be both. The way you would do it is if you have, for example, that tweet, right? Whatever tweet it is, if it's your tweet or someone else is kind of promoting you a little bit, then you would take that tweet, copy the link to that, and then create a community and paste that tweet into the community. So therefore, that link would be literally both. You basically, you'd be taking people to see what he's saying, but that's what he's saying would be literally in the community already. You see what I'm saying? You're kind of killing
Okay,
two birds with one stone.
okay.
Does that make
So I
sense?
can, yeah,
Okay.
I can put two links on when I deploy the
Yes.
token.
Yeah. So the
Okay,
way it would work is theoretically you would, like, for example, go to Twitter, take any link that it is, and you copy that actual link to whatever the Twitter it is. I mean, whatever the post it is, and then paste it into your actual community. So then
okay,
that post becomes like a redirect of the community post. You see what I'm saying? So that way, when you post the Twitter link, it is your community, but you're theoretically posting. You're posting a narrative that's already in your Twitter community. So when they click on it, they already know to actually join it because the narrative's already in there. Does that make sense?
okay.
Yeah. And then of course you got the website, so you would put the website there as well. But you should get traction from snipers just having an original website. What these snipers do, and that's why one of the reasons why I have Osmo, is to understand how the sniper, mentality is. And so I know that, for example, by having a registered domain that is unique, also by the image itself on PumpFun being a unique image, brings in snipers as well. So they're looking for all these small things to basically buy into the contract. Um, and so yeah, that's why I would recommend with this particular project, if it gets to a point where like you're buying your project and someone apes in it crazy, it might be a good point just to sell everything and then be good with 3 or 4 SOL, because like someone could easily buy up and then dump the charts and look, your whole charts looks messed up because they just came out with like 25% and they put in 4 SOL. You know what I'm saying? And so you might as well just eat off of them rather than them eat off of you and fuck up your chart, you know? Especially if it's below 10,000.
Okay, okay, yes. That's why I will probably go big. Just maybe
Yeah.
the project will be not so successful, but I will put all my wallet on the project.
Yeah, I would just make sure, like I said beforehand, always do a
And
test with another CA, just so when you do go ape, you know that at least the bow map should come out relatively clean. Because currently, right
yeah,
now, there's two type of maps. There's maps that attach you as a source, and there's also a map that attach you as a volume, but they're not the same source. But people in general look at it like you are the same source because volume is still connectivity to the creator. So at the end of the day, you just be using small wallets that are older, and you'll be fine.
okay, okay. So,
Yes, sir.
okay.
What else you got?
Just I have some question
Sure,
that I
sure.
prepared. Um, Is it possible to me to buy like something like 50% of the supply and to make a smart distribution without nuke the chart? Because I don't want to do a rug pull. I don't want to do that. Just I want to make a good project
Yeah.
and
So,
make big profit on it.
so
That's
technically
that's
speaking, yes. Like this is the thing, because you're the dev, and also because you have access to these tools. I know even with Vortex, you can do this as well. If you have the mindset of I want to be like the quote unquote next Pepe, then what happens needs to be there needs to be transparency, because obviously if you don't want a rug, you have to tell people your plans, because they're gonna be like, what's going on? So first thing first would be obviously creating that community and then putting out some type of white paper or some type of like this is what's gonna
roadmap.
happen. Yeah, like
Roadmap.
yep, exactly like a map. Yep. And the thing about it is this: yes, to answer your question, you can buy 50%. You can even buy 50% in Block Zero. It'll say, however, on Axiom or on Padre or any other platform that it's 50% or 40% bundled. However, if your goal in the beginning from that as a team was to say to the people, I'm buying 50%, however, let's say, for example, 25% or 30% will be locked for like, a month, for example, right? Then you've given them the reason why it's 50%, because now you've given them a link to show them that it's actually locked and there's actually you're going towards the whole plan of it. That allows people. There's a couple things that you need to be aware from a long perspective of what this does, especially what it does between 100 to 300,000 market cap. So if you lock your supply, for example, between 20-30%, for example, just hypothetically speaking, if you lock 20-30%, it allows that these PvP that happens between these early market caps to be a lot harder, because for one, because the supply is not there, they're not able to take as much and dump on other people. So the PvP really happens, yes, of course, in the early market caps between like 5 and like 50, but really, really happens between 50 and 300 after migration.
Okay.
And
Before 50,
yeah.
it's mainly bot.
Yeah, well, more 50
Before
as it is botted, but it's really who can hold the floor to pass migration at this point. And if it's you, which it sounds like it's going to be you the most of the point, that's fine. But you have to give some type of transparency on why you're basically taking 50% from the very jump. Because without doing that, you're not going to tell the people. You obviously, like, the other way around would be don't tell the people at all what you're doing, and simply just come in organically. But the problem with that is people can also come in organically as well and buy up too much, right? And so if you do the other plan, which is I'm bundling block 0 50% or 40%, no harm, no foul. The only thing you're spending is transaction fees at this point. And then now you've got to separate the supply out on chain, so you lock it, and then you start doing your marketing, and then you buy decks. That's a whole other thing. You've already spent like pretty much, so much money doing the marketing before any of the charts have even grown because people realize now this is a real situation.
Okay.
But then you gotta look at it like this: I'm gonna be at my supply is gonna be locked for like whatever it may be, 30 days, 2 weeks, a month. I know a dev literally just locks for a week and then takes his money out. Even he rugs it all the time, but his whole goal is I'm gonna lock the dev for marketing purposes, and I'll just get it back in a week. But again, I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm just saying that you by you locking your supply is basically taking your own money and saying I'm not going to use it for this project for at least a week, a month, or two, whatever it may be. Which is bullish for the community, but you have to build that. You're going to see a project that's basically on pump, depending on how much liquidity you got coming in. Even if you have the link on X out, you're going to need to continually hitting the market with buys and sells so people know that they're still interested in it, just to bring them in slowly into it. But yeah, I mean, it could definitely work, especially with that video you got there. If you put it on Pump Live and you showed the lock supply and the clean bubble maps, yeah, it'll go for sure.
Are we definitely not lock the supply?
I would also recommend some burns too.
Okay. I will.
So, for example, let me give you an idea. Yeah, go ahead.
My goal is to use the maximum of my own liquidity to push the market cap as far as I can to increase the success probability of my project, to show my project to people. This is my goal. And
so how much liquidity are you coming with? So I know.
30 SOL. 30 SOL.
Okay, so if we go back to the charts, we could look on actually PumpKit. It'll tell us how much 30 SOL will buy us right now. Let me just go back to PumpKit real quick and do oh, you have it right there. Yeah, go.
Here.
Yeah, what does it say?
Here.
30 SOL gets you 53%. So understand this, theoretically speaking, right? If you put 30 SOL into a project on block 0, yes, you could take 50%. Yes, you can go ahead and lock, whatever percent you want. And yes, you'll have a big green candle, but it'll only be at what? 15K. It'll stop at 15K. So you'll have a project that'll be running potentially on Pump live itself with the video playing, people with the website going, with the actual narrative that I have locked X, Y, and Z supply, so you can build even more faith to the community. And then you could even have milestones such as you could pay for decks if you wanted to at 15K. That'll pretty much set it up. I mean, like if a dev did that, paid for decks, put it, locked the supply, and just waited there, and that's pretty much all you can do at this point. You can't even paint the chart because theoretically you need more liquidity to paint the chart because you're already using 30 SOL to buy up the supply.
Okay. But use 30 SOL at the block 0. Is it a red flag? Because it's a little bit.
It only is a red flag if you're not transparent. Like if you're transparent and you tell people that I'm doing 30 price, 30 for example, just ideally, 20, 40. Let's say you buy 50%, and let's say 30% is locked, and 20% is for buybacks. They will believe that because you literally took 30% of the money and you put it in the lock, and it shows on link. And like not a lot of projects are doing that, but the projects that are doing that are going to be definitely like your projects because they have no type of hype to them. They're just new, and so they need people to believe in them, and the only way to do that is to lock the supply. But unfortunately, I would say, just me personally thinking, I would say that I would be more comfortable at a 30 to 45K start out floor. It looks a little bearish. I'm just be honest with you, it looks a little bearish having a 15K floor. Even if you did the 30% lock supply because it's at 15K, I just think that anything above like 30 and up looks more obviously like okay, this is a little solidified at a project, but it's up to you. It's all anything can go. You never know. It should go if you lock the supply, but at the same time, you gotta wait. though. You're not supplying any volume whatsoever. You're just sitting there on pump waiting for people to see your actual messages because they don't know that its supply is locked until they actually go into your community.
Because my strategy was just to buy my own supply, but to be clean in the bubble map
Yeah.
and to do a smart distribution. If there is a rally, if there is a rally, a big pump, so
Uh-huh.
just to do a smart distribution, so I can sell my tokens
So
on the rally.
what I would recommend, and I believe this could work very. Not I believe, I know for a fact that will work not only for like this project but other projects, but you can do it for market caps that are like 200,000-300,000. But what I would recommend is when you do your sniping buys, after you if you do lock your supply, anything that's trading pairs that you have into your hands, I would recommend going into Axiom. And this is something that only would recommend to you because you're doing a real project. If you go into Axiom, they have a new mode called Vanish. Are you familiar with it?
No.
Okay, so I'll give you the link so you can read up on it. It's pretty easy to use, but basically what it does is it hides the buy and sells of your wallet. So it makes it super anonymous, or if you people look at it, you can't even tell what wallet. And the reason why I'm saying do that is because these people that are doing they're doing PvP,
Wait a moment. Can you repeat? Can you repeat, please?
the Axiom trade Vanish. Talking about Vanish. I'm gonna send it to you right now so
Okay.
you have it. It's called Vanish.trade. I'm gonna send it to you right now. Hold on.
You will share your okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you to now, and also while training it with Vanish. Okay, cool. I'm gonna send you a video. Let's see here. It just came out like literally 2-3 weeks ago. But what I just sent you there is they just partnered with Axiom. So if you go to Axiom site, actually I could show you on my screen on how to use it. But if actually you know what, on your screen I can show you to use it. You go to Axiom. You have Axiom on?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll show you. Super simple. So yeah, go log in real quick. I had to find out myself. I had to like teach myself how to use this thing because there's no instructions. So go to your wallets portfolio, isn't it? Yeah, wallets. You want to go to like the ability to add new wallets, which I believe would be in, isn't it portfolio?
Oh, okay. Don't use
It's the click on the left hand side where it says portfolio on the right side of Vision.
oh, wait. Oh, wait.
Do you see where it says Vision in the middle, right next to
Vision
the
in the
I'll go up portfolio. There it is.
yeah.
Go to
Vision.
portfolio. No, go to portfolio. The one on the. Oh, there you go. Perfect. That's fine. Your wallets. Okay. So it allows you to add wallet.
Okay.
Wait, do me a favor. Go to portfolio for me real quick. It's the one that's on the right side of Vision. They're there. Yeah, perfect. All right, there we go. Here, you see what it says? Scroll up. All right, there it goes. It says enable vanish. You see enable vanish? Click on that.
Yeah.
All right. So it's basically, you can read that real quick if you want. Shielding, trading. The way this works is you can only use it one per account. But obviously, if you have multiple Axiom accounts, you can do multiple times. So it's like how you're gonna do it. But I'll show you how to use it. Okay, click on add vanish wallet.
Okay.
All right. So then I understand. Continue. So then what you do is, so what it does is it connects to your actual real wallet. So the way it works is, let's say hypothetically speaking, you would drag that Axiom wallet right there, that orange one, right? You could drag it to the right, drag it over to the right, and yeah, drop it there, and then drag the Vanish wallet, the blue one, underneath the one. Yeah, drag that underneath it where it says no below more the destination. All the way to the bottom.
Destination.
Yeah, there we go. So what would happen is if you had Sol in that wallet, right, you literally distribute Sol to your Vanish wallet. right? And then, so let's say you had one SOL in the Vanish wallet. Now you can use the Vanish wallet to buy your contract. So when you buy the contract, it won't show the buy and sell. Now, the reason why this is perfect is because you can technically, if you want to, buy from your bundler, which is your Axiom wallet, because you can put any of your bundler wallets into Axiom, right? So you would buy from your bundler, whether it be PumpKit or whether it be what's it called, Vortex, right? And then once you do that, you import that wallet into Axiom. Then from that point on, Axiom, you would create a vanishing wallet from that actual bundle wallet. So at that point, you can literally transfer the SPL or Solana straight to that vanishing. For some people, what they do is they buy from the bundle wallet, transfer it to the vanishing wallet. So then on the chain, it just will show that this wallet has not bought, but it has no buys, but will have a sell. Have you seen on the blockchain
Okay,
ever where you see where people where the wallet has no buys but it has sells?
so this is why here when I go check the top trader on a coin, I can see the dev selling
Uh-huh.
the PNL.
Yeah, the P&L sometimes shows where it says this person didn't buy the contract, but he sold. Like, for example, it might have sold $1,000, but never bought at all.
Because I have a question. Uh, because
But yeah, basically that essentially will allow you to be. The reason why I wanted to show you that is because if you do that, especially at between 200, 300,000 mark caps, when these guys are going to try to scalp your contract, try to wash it, trying to essentially PvP in those areas, they're not able to determine where the snipers are. Like they don't know the sniper lost his position or not. Because usually when they're looking at the sniper and they're saying, oh, he bought it at 3,000 or 4,000 or 6,000, whatever it may be, he's holding this much supply. So that means I could do this or I could do that. You see what I'm saying? So when they look at the first 20 positions now, or whatever it may be, they'll see, these things says bought but no sold. That means they transferred it somewhere and it's harder to track. So it's harder to do PvP in that area. So that's what I'm saying. By having the supply locked and also hiding your sniper buys and later market cap allows you to have more successful projects because it's all PvP. Hopefully that makes sense.
okay. So can you repeat what's the point of vanish?
Yes. So again, Vanish will allow you to basically on chain be kind of invisible, so to speak. So people, when they see that wallet, they're not able to determine. For one, they can't determine where you bought at. So even if you bought 10 SOL, usually on the charts, whether it be Axiom, Padre, or any Bullix, you can tell. You can paste the wallet and it'll tell you this person bought this much SOL at this amount of time. So with the vanishing wallet, it will never tell you when they bought it at all.
Okay. Okay.
It's crazy.
Okay. Yeah. Did you talk about that in one of those in one
Probably
of
so.
your videos?
Yeah, probably so. But
Okay. Because
yeah,
this is the first time I hear you talking about the vanish.
yeah. It's just because the last few days, like I said, right now currently it's the 11th. As of the 10th, I believe, or 9th, is when Axiom just released the whole update as far as their whole nodes and everything. So it's more advantageous to talk about this vanish mode now because they're doing the ultimate PvP, which is trying to hide everybody's wallet. I mean, trying to not hide everyone's wallets for So this is just another step to do. But beyond that, you're talking to me about a project you want to do that's actually a real project. So a real project trying to get higher mark caps, you want to be able to protect these sniper buys so that way they can't use it against you.
Okay, so if I understand, vanish mode is to hiding, no? To
Yep.
hiding.
Yep. It
Buy.
hides your buys exactly. So they
Okay,
don't
okay.
tell. They can't tell now.
Understood.
So let's say if you own like 30% of the supply, right? If you put it in a vanishing wallet, they're not going to be able. Like they could. Okay, so even if your build maps are clean and you had good percentages, they could still see. Even if they don't know that you're the first 15 wallets, they could still see the first 15 wallets are still there. You see what I'm saying? So to make it harder for them to use that information and to determine, okay, this is a P&L, this is where people are down at, let me come in and flip this, I'll buy 10 SOL here and then flip, XYZ. You'd literally just send all those buys out to a wallet that cannot be tracked, so that way it's harder for them at 200, 300,000 to buy crazy moves and dump on a chart because they don't know where the floor is.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's something that I just recently had to discover myself, but yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, it's been about an hour and 10. I'm gonna stop the video here, brother. Did you have any last questions for me?
The last question is about the PNL, because my goal is to create a big project. So maybe 1 million to 4 million market cap. This is my target. But I was thinking about that if I buy with my wallet, it will be my PNL will be maybe maybe people can see my PNL on my wallet. So
I mean, they're definitely going to see the P&L on the wallets if you don't hide them. That's why I said that it's always best to either just transfer the SPL to another wallet, or just simply do vanishing mode to essentially eliminate all that in general. But do know this though, vanishing mode, the way it works is you can only use it like you activate it per wallet. So essentially, if you're on one account, you can sell and buy vanishing mode all day on one wallet, and if you want to go to the second one, you got to go back into the swap manager and then enable the second one and go back. So that's why personally for me, I rather have like 10 different Axiom accounts open, because then I don't have to worry about switching back, enable. That's when the vanishing mode, because vanishing mode is not meant to do what we're trying to make it, what I'm telling to you. It's meant to literally just be a pro trader. I'm trying to not be noticed, but we're using it for bundling purposes, which obviously they don't want you to do it. So that's why they made it hard for people to use it multiple times. So as long as you have multiple Axiom accounts, you can basically kill two birds with one stone.
okay.
Bada bing, bada boom.